do some Inkscape practice. I'm just going to go through these so that if you're wondering how to do them, you can just watch this video and kind of learn them along with me. Okay, so the first one is a circle. So I'm just going to click on the circle tool, and I can make ellipses and circles, and then I can click on the selection tool and I can adjust them or change them. So, but one clue is if you hold Control down, oops, I'm going to grab this and bring it up here so you can see. When you hold Control down, it automatically makes it a perfect circle, which can come in handy as well. So I'm going to make some circles. And I have to click on the selection tool to delete these other tools, these other circles. So here's one. Make it a little smaller. Oops. Make it a little smaller. Make another one. Make another one. Make another one. Alright, it's 3. Oops. Try to do that. And make another one. Say I wanted all of these circles to be in a line. I could go to Object and Arrange, or Align and Distribute. It'll bring up this tool, the Align and if I select all of them, and then I click the Alignment tool, I can make them all centered like that. Okay, so next thing I want to do is go ahead and click on the Fill and Stroke. I'm going to use this a lot. Oop, I've got too many things up, but here's the Fill and Stroke. So if I click on a circle, I'll click on this first one. I can fill it with a color. I can change that color to any color I want. Click on the stroke. This will change the color of the outline, which is black right now. And if I click on the stroke style, I can actually make the thickness of the line a little bit bigger. You can start to see it. Like there. So you want to go ahead and try some different colors. Same thing. You can just type into this, make it 10. And I'm going to change the color of this one. There we go. Do another one. Let's do 5 millimeters. Okay. So such and such, you can play around with the color of the stroke as well. Hey, let's look at the next one. Is this Keyhole? Okay, well, this is going to introduce a new tool. I can actually bring. Let's see. I'll bring this one down. I'm going to make it a little bigger. I'm going to use the. It's called the Bezier Curve and Straight Lines tool. It's really good. I'm going to just click, 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 and then I'm going to connect these back. Click. Oh, it didn't work. Click, click, hold Control, and it will lock the angles to like very common angles. Okay, there you go. If you complete the vector line, a closed shape, it will automatically do that to it. If I click on the direct select tool, I can kind of grab this and center it a little bit more. Okay, click on the select tool. I'm going to kind of push this up into this. I'm going to let's see what happens. So in order to create this shape, I need to combine these two shapes. So I'm going to click and hold Shift. Do that again. Shift, Shift. Then I'm going to go up to Path, because these are all paths. I want to union them. Boom! It automatically gave them the same fill and stroke. So it automatically did that. That's union. There are all kinds of different ways to use shapes to create new shapes, to cut into shapes, to intersect shapes, to do difference. This is something you can play around with as you go forward. Alright, so That's that shape. Let's see what the next one is. Ooh, okay, we got this TKS little logo here. So let's go back here. I'm gonna put these up here. My circles up here. Just move these around with the selection tool. I'm gonna delete that one. Okay. I can even make this smaller. So if you click on the line, do you see how the rotation tool comes on and you can rotate it? Or if you click the line again, it goes to the stretching tools where you can change the dimensions. You also have these tools right here, which are really good for just rotating around. Whee! Or flipping, okay? They're always up here. If you're overlapping things, like say like this, you also can use the up and down tool where it will go up and behind, bring this to the back, just like in a lot of documents where you can put things behind different objects. So these tools are really helpful up here. So this TCAS, I'm going to use the Bezier curve and straight line tool again. I'm going to hold Control so I get some straight lines. I think it's like this, and then that. Got one of them. And move that a little bit down here. I'm going to click back on the tool, and I wonder if I can. I'm holding Control down just to make sure it's a straight line, because if not, like I can put it anywhere I want. But I hold Control down, and it makes it for sure it's straight. Straight. Oh, I think I made that a little bit. That's good enough. There's my two. Let's take a look at it's got a thick black line, so that's the stroke. So I'm just going to click on both of them. By holding Shift, I can click on multiple, so I've selected both of them using Shift. The stroke is going to be black, and it's just going to be thicker. So I'm just making it thicker. Flip back over. Yes. Then I'm going to use the text tool. I'm going to put a T. I'm going to put a K. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Select tool. And I need to look at the text. Here we are. Text and font. Okay. So here we have just a typical, how big do you want it? Let's make it 50 and see what that does. I might have to highlight it. Okay, I've highlighted it. Let's see if I can put in 50 here. Doesn't seem to be working. Oh, you know what? Let's just stretch them. Oh, there we go. That was much easier than using the text tool. I can change the font, but that looks like the right font. Let's see if we can change the color. So I think that's just going to be fill and stroke again, because these are technically fill. Let's make it blue. Make this smaller. Alright. Okay, I'm going to close that down, and I'm going to make the fill blue. Okay. I don't really like this wheel here. Maybe the wheel's better. Like this wheel might be better for you. Just kind of decide which one works for you. I think the wheel works a little bit better for me. I can kind of get whatever color I want just going around the wheel. So I'm just going to control. I'm going to Control C. Whoops. I'm going to Control C and then Control V. I've got my other one. I think I need to go back in here and delete one of the T, and then it's an S. So I'm just switching between the text tool and the selection tool so I can move it where I want. And oh no, the S is on its side. So I have to click this, and I've got to rotate it and see if this works. Boom. I can rotate it either. Looks good to me. Alright, so that's that one. I'm going to kind of select these two. Oops, let's put that one here. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and save this. File, save as, and I'm going to call this Inkscape practice, because I want to put this in my appendix to show that I have been practicing that. I'm going to make it an Inkscape SVG. I'm going to save that. So I'm going to go ahead and, actually, you know what? I'm going to do all of this on here. I'm just going to make the document bigger. So if you've been watching, we've been kind of using this for the laser cutting settings. So 45 and 60. And I'm going to go ahead and change my default units to millimeters at this point for some reason. Okay. I'm going to hit 5 to fit to screen. I'm going to select all, Control A, or just drag and drop. I'm just going to put that over there so we can put all of our things in this one. Plus and minus will let you zoom in and out. But if you ever lose, if you ever like are, where did my thing go? Press the number 5 and it brings it right back. Watch this, 5, 5. Okay. All right, so let's go to the next one. Ooh, this looks fun. All right, so we got a road, which is kind of trapezoid, and then we've got an octagon, the word stop, and a stop sign. So let's start with a rectangle like this. That's going to be black, right? Okay. Then I'm going to grab the selection tool so I can kind of make changes. Oh, can I make changes to this? Let's see. Nope. It's not letting me do that. I just want to extend out this side. Nope, it's not working. Okay. So let's try a different way. Let's try the Bezier instead. Hold Control. Boom. 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 That's pretty good. And then I actually can adjust this, so if I wanted to make this a little bit, so I think that's probably a better way. Okay. Slowly, slowly, slowly. All right, we're going to fill that with the blackness. And then we need some yellow rectangles. I'm going to draw one out here. I'm going to go ahead and make it yellow. Is that working? There we go. All right, I'm going to copy and paste that in here. Let me jump back over here. Yeah, that is about right. Control C, Control V, bring that one down. Control V, bring that one down. And let's put one more. Control V, bring that one down. Okay, I could extend this out, I guess. What would happen if I did that? Ooh. How many does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's got one more. So Control C, Control V, and there is our road. I'm going to hold Shift. I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to say bring up the align. I'm going to click this so they're all in line. Now they're all in line perfectly, and I guess if I select this too and then hit this, it'll put them right in the middle. Yeah, perfect. So I selected this one because it puts all the objects in a line vertically. This one puts them horizontally in a line. There's some other ones on here that you can try out as well. So that's that. Let's look at the stop sign. It is not a yellow, but a black pole. Okay. Where is the polygon? Oh, here's the polygon tool. And we're going to draw out a star, but wait, let's make it red first. Okay. Then up here you have a bunch of things about, every time you change the tool, you either have a panel over here or sometimes up here. So we're going to click on this, that makes it a polygon, and I'm going to say we need 8 sides. Selection tool, put it on top of there. Good. Let's see, does it got a border? Oh, it does have a red, it has a black border. So selection tool again, we go to the stroke paint, we make it black, and then let's just make it a little thicker so we can see it. It looks more brown. Let's go back to the stripe paint. Oh yeah, I need to go all the way this way. Okay, so that's good. And then I'm going to go ahead and put stop, I think. Yes. I'm going to click on the selection tool and make it a bit bigger. And kind of rearrange it right there. I want to line all of these up like this. I love how it moves it over, but then you just kind of move it back. So there is the road and the stop sign. Isn't that great? So I'm going to select just, oops, I'm going to select just this part right here, and I'm just going to hold Control, and I'm going to make it all smaller because I want to go on to the next one. Yeah, let's just do that. Can you use the arrow keys to move? Oh, you can use the arrow keys to move things around if you want to be a little bit more precise, but it goes a little slow. All right, we got that one. Oh yeah. Oh, well, these triangles seem pretty simple. Let me just try to do one of those. Triangle, hold Shift. Oh, I'm sorry, hold Control. Hold Control. Okay. Again, let's fill them. Let's fill this one with a nice light blue. Stroke paint is, let's make it orange, maybe orange. Okay, and we have this, it has to be a little thicker than that. There's all kinds of things you can change in here. You can make it dotted lines. We can make it dashed lines, and that's interesting. Dashed lines. I don't know. So play around with these things so you can kind of see different shapes and strokes and stuff. Then the last one is this like barbell, dumbbell. That looks like two circles. So I'm going to hold Control. Ooh, look at that. Let's turn that back off. Good. And I'm actually just going to copy and paste that one. Copy, Control C, Control V, like that. And then in between, it looks like it's got a rectangle like that. I think that's about right. Okay, so selection tool. Let's select all these, and then let's go back up to Path and union them. Bingo, bada boom. Oh wait, I'm going to Control Z that. I'm going to line these up a little bit better, like this. So it's right in the middle. I'm actually going to make this a little, nope. And now I'm going to Path and Union. There we go. Now the colors are different, but let's see. The color, what is this? It's like a dark blue. Let's see if I can find that. That's good. And then the inside is red. So fill. That's pretty much. That's a little darker blue. And darker blue. There we go. So it's very simple to make these shapes. All right. Oh my goodness. What is this? I do not know, but I'm going to try to create it. Okay. All right. So let's put this thing. Let's make this a little smaller. Let's take it up here and let's try to do this dude here. All right. So it looks like his head is a crescent, kind of half circle. So we're going to draw two circles. I'm going to hold Control. Like so. I'm going to turn down his, is it 2? Does that work? No, he's pretty thick. Let's go back to 5. 8. 8, something. Okay, that's good enough. Then, I'm going to do another circle. I'm going to hold the selection tool, and I'm going to put it up here. I'm looking for this top part. Let me see if I got that. All right. So if I select both of them and go to Path and say Difference. So you can look, it tells you in the little picture up here what it does. So it cut away the circle that I had. So let me see. I think this is a green. Let me see. Like a dark green. Okay. And then, oh, it's red. This is a design no-no for designing things, unless you really want to make people sick, because that hits you in the face, doesn't it? All right, okay. We got some yellow stars with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. Oh, whoa. Holy moly. So again, it's just making the same. Let's just make it really thin, and they're yellow. And let's just turn off the stroke, because I don't think there's not a line around it. So I just turned it off so that it doesn't show that red stroke. I'm going to zoom in a little bit with plus, and I'm going to copy and paste. Control C, Control V. Let's see what these middle ones look like. Looks like stars again, but they look like they don't have as many. Their spoke ratios. Rounded. Let's turn them black so that we can kind of see them a little bit better. Okay, spoke ratio. So I'm turning this, and it looks like it makes them. Ooh. This is really just kind of fun to play with. I don't know exactly what we're doing here. That feels fine to me. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the middle here. Control C, Control V. Gotta grab it. Put it here. Take a look at the nose. Oh, that nose is definitely painted. I'm not a fan of the drawing tool, but let's go ahead and use it. Okay, it's not a closed stroke, but I can make it bigger. And remember, if you click on this, this is actually a vector line. Oh, I decided to get rid of it. Let's see, can I? That's right. There's the nose. Oh, hit 5. Oh, he's got some nostrils too. I'm going to move all of this up because our little guy is like that. This needs to be a little smaller. His nose is too big. I mean, his stroke on his nose is too thick. Let me go in a little bit closer. What keeps happening? Okay, plus, 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 let's go with a little, and then we're going to draw a nostril here, and a nostril here, and while we're here, we'll just make these a little bit thicker. Boom. Got to change the tool in order to select it, or you'll run into problems. So if you're on the sketching tool and you're drawing, you can't grab something because you got the pencil tool on, so you have to go back to the selection tool to delete things. Alright, and last is this. I do not know what that is. Maybe it's a mouth. So we're going to use the Bezier tool. I guess what happened is they crossed over and then they filled that, and it creates. Basically, these are the inside of the shape that I created, and when you cross over, it does make some interesting shapes. So I think this is probably a different color. Let's see what color it was. Orange. So I'm just practicing getting to the orange color, and I don't think there's a stroke on it, so we're going to just turn the stroke off. Wow. So that is basically the guy right there again. Is there any other ones? Ooh, there's some really cool stuff here. So there's 2 stars and 2 circles with some shapes inside. Let's give that a whirl. Let's put Mr. Whoops. Got to hold Control. We want to keep it the same aspect ratio. So what we're doing now is we're going to do some shapes. What are these? 2 stars, 2 circles. So let's just do a star. So since I've changed the star shape, I kind of have to go in here, click on it, and I've got to, I hit this little paintbrush and it just goes back to the original. Are they 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 5, yes. They're 5. They've got no fill, but their stroke is black, right? Yes. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to rotate it just a little bit so one of the points is down. Is it one of the points down? Like this. Yeah, it's like that. I'm going to copy and paste this one. Bring that one down here. This one's a little bit rotated, so I'm going to rotate it this way. Grab it, put it here. We got 2 circles. Hopefully the circles will come out. Oh, there you go. One there. I'm just going to copy and paste. Got to hit the selection tool. Okay, I think that's right. Oh, I don't know where I am. Hit 5. Flip over here. I think that's about right. Let's go ahead and just union those. Oh, actually, it might be easier to make these the star inside and the star down here right away before we union them. So if I copy and paste, and then I'm going to hold Control, I'm going to make it a smaller one, and I'm going to put it in the inside. The ones in the inside are blue stroke with a yellow infill. Blue stroke. That's a little bit thicker than that, so let's put this at 4. And then a yellow fill. I think that's about right. I'm going to go ahead and whoops. Selection tool, copy, paste. Nope. Control Z to back up. Let's grab it one more time. Let's try that one more time. Nope. Control Z. Select it. Control C, Control V. This one definitely needs to rotate. So let's rotate it like that. Alright. And then let's do the circles too. Control C, V. We got a circle here. Make it a little small. Actually, these are ovals. Very interesting looking. This might be. So anyways, we'll go ahead and do the same thing. The stroke is blue. And it's a little bit thicker.